Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special Saturday afternoon session where I'm coming on just to complete this morning's free readings that I did not get to. There is no chat in this session because I'm not taking any new requests. This is strictly like a makeup, but I will be back this evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, as well as tomorrow night, and then also Saturday and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the free readings. It does help out the channel. And thanks for being part of the giant love tsunami of brothers and love that we send out to the world. After this is done, I will pin a comment with the order in which the readings were completed so that you can find it more easily. So we will get into them here. Let me just shrink this down a little bit so I could see things a little more. There we go. And I did have two donations that I did not get to in this morning's sessions that came in toward the end. So we will start with those first. And Dijona, yours came in just in front of Love 1234's. So you will be first, and you wanted a energy reading. So thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. So let's dive in here and see what Spirit wants you to know around energies right now. What do they want you to know here? All right, I did that one first. Very specific there. So there must be some sort of progression happening here. Okay, well, that makes sense. Bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about progression coming in the outside world. It's a lot like an apprentice who has put in the blood, the sweat, the tears, working under a master, and like a blacksmith, right? How they, an apprentice works under a master blacksmith to learn the craft, and they work them, and they fine tune their expertise, and then eventually they become a master blacksmith. Well, that's what's happening here. You're having this progression. You have this movement, this change that's happening here in your life. And usually what it means with the Eight of Pentacles too is that, you've been changing, you're altering. Things can't stay the same as you're moving forward. There has to be some change. People, situations, whatever that aren't altering with you, that haven't been altering with you, get left behind. It's like all these caterpillars deciding to go into all these cocoons to become butterflies, to go and do butterfly things, but a large portion of them choose not to go into the cocoon. After you've gone in, maybe a couple have, but everyone else has decided, no, we just want to eat leaves and become fat caterpillars. And so they continue to do that. And you come out as your butterfly and you're like, well, I can't go back and unbecome a butterfly. I can't change. I'm moving forward. I got to go do butterfly things. And that's kind of what comes in here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. So things that have been kind of emotionally confusing and needing to make some decisions, you're about to have those come to fruition here. And look, even in this this tower card here, these are butterflies flying all over the place. You can see, there it goes. See the butterflies. So there is this endings and beginnings, clarity that comes. After the Seven of Cups comes the Eight of Cups in the tarot. I haven't seen the other cards yet, but it's about leaving behind emotions and people, relationships that no longer serve. And that's what I feel is coming up here. Any emotional confusion, clarity is coming because you're realizing they stayed caterpillars, and you never see a butterfly carrying other caterpillars around. They're like, no, caterpillars go to caterpillar things, butterflies go to butterfly things. Even though they're of the same essence, they've changed, right? And this is what is coming in here for you. Yeah, I mean, even have the Devil card coming in, which is all about the work, the Capricorn, the Saturn energy. So this shows the work. They're the taskmaster. They're the ones that give us challenges to overcome and face. And when you do, you get the reward, which is this new birth, these beautiful butterfly wings. You get to seek after nectar instead of wanting to eat leaves, and you can fly thousands of miles instead of crawl at a caterpillar's pace where you're not able to move forward. So there is this, you put in the work and the reward is coming. Yeah, and you've got peace of mind with the Four of Swords. So mental stability, transformation of things, seeing things, butterfly, from a higher perspective, that's allowing you to cut away these small T truths, the old caterpillar thinking. You're putting away and you're thinking differently. You're thinking higher. You're thinking from a place of more of unconditional love, enjoying peace and gratitude rather than from a place of fear. So you definitely have, yeah, with this Knight of Swords, movement of thought and belief and mindset. So you're on this quest for higher truth. And if you are wondering, should I go back to school or go and pursue that degree, you're definitely supported here with that Eight of Pentacles is, of course, all about studying, and the Knight of Swords is about pursuing higher knowledge. You even had on the bottom of the deck, the underneath the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, which is balancing of the heart and mind, but she's very much, um, you know, designed for higher education and awareness too. So if you're looking for that, ultimately, you have the 10 of Cups here. So butterfly finds other butterflies in a variety of ways. But, the 10 of Cups shows that there is this joy, this celebration, this flowiness that comes in with this change. So the energy very much is the butterfly leaves behind those things and heads off to do all the butterfly stuff, to live butterfly lives, to find her butterfly posse and support. And it's okay to leave the caterpillars behind. You can always come back and visit them. They're going to be still sitting there or in their cocoons. You can tap on their cocoon and encourage them, but you need to be off doing your caterpillar stuff. So that's the energy that comes in with that for you there, Dejona. So many blessings to you, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then love 1234. You were the other donation that I did not get to. So thank you for your patience in getting to your readings here. All right. And so you have 3 questions. So the first question is about your BFFB. So let's take a look and see what's their current view of you. Of course, this has to do with what they're going through, and how they're perceiving you has to do with how they're perceiving themselves. So we'll look at that. Okay, and then we'll look at question number 2 about the cameras from your neighbors. Whoa, better hope you have blinds or curtains. And then number 3. All right, so number 3 is about the job. All right, let's take a look here. All right, well, we've got 1, 2, 3. We got 2 cards each. So your first card here, they see you here as, with the Knight of Cups, as someone who's on this pursuit, this quest for love, right? So they see you in this way of as someone who's, looking. And the 5 of Pentacles too is they see you as someone who feels abandoned, left behind, not worthy, and that you're looking for love. And, they're, but this is such a reflection of what they're going through. They feel themselves left behind, and not by you, but abandoned in life, left behind, lacking in love, and they're pursuing love. And they see you in that same manner. And there's a portion of you that is doing that, right? It is a portion of you that is seeking love and trying to find romance and love in the outside world. But you've been on a journey of looking into your feelings of worth and worthiness, and then also, finding the chalice, the holy grail, the love inside of you. And so you're realizing, I feel like you're kind of continuing this outside search for love, while at the same time also searching for the love inside of you. It's kind of like you're doing a parallel search for love, and they only see, of course, the outside piece. I don't feel like they've done a ton of inner love search and awareness. Um, and so they kind of feel like you guys are on the same path, but they don't realize that you're also searching on the inside for love, and for this, um, for your defining your worth by the inside world instead of the outside world too. So I feel like there's that camaraderie in searching for love and finding romance and finding someone, to be with. If they're with someone right now, I feel like that they're not happy, and in a way, they're almost living vicariously through you because I feel like they would wanna look for someone else if they are with someone, and they kinda live in that hope that you find it because, I feel like they're getting more and more towards a place of, if they're with someone, not being with them eventually, because I feel like they're just on this downward spiral because they're looking for love on the outside world, but not getting it because they only can find that within themselves anyway. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is what's going on, and they're perceiving you as like, yeah, you go, girl, you go. You find that love, and I know that you know, they're kind of cheering you on in a way because again, with they're living vicariously through you until they end their relationship or till they're waiting for the relationship to end. Because I feel like they wouldn't, like, they're like not to that point yet where they feel like they would be the one to do it. It's almost like they're hoping the other person does or that the situation resolves itself in some way. But they're looking at you going, you keep going, you're going to find love. Forget about that one, forget about that or whatever. Go for this. You can do it. So I like that. All right. And then why did the neighbors get the camera there? Yeah, they've got a lot of fears here. I don't feel like it's towards you at all. Like, even though it's facing you, it's not directed toward you. I feel like they're just trying to get that perspective of um, of that angle or whatever that they have there. I feel like they have more than one camera too. With this two of swords, I feel like they're, you know, trying to see things from two different directions. So I feel like you may see one of them, but I feel like there's another one too, and they're just trying to get viewpoints, if that makes sense. So it's nothing personal, nothing like they think, oh, look at you. They think you're a thief or anything. It's just the viewpoints that they're trying to look at. Nothing personal. They're not trying to be peeping toms or anything. All right. So that's what's coming in for number 2. And then number 3, the job, the job, the job. We've got both the Hierophant, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, you know, and the King of Cups, balancing heart and mind. The Hierophant is such a card of trying to find, even the King of Cups is your dream come true. I feel like this job would be too demanding. We got the 10 of Wands on the bottom too, which is like so much effort and so much work to put in that I don't feel like that job is conducive for you living your dreams and heading in the direction. It's more in the head and in the mind and trying to achieve something, right? So there is this, what is the dream come true? What is the dream? What is the dream? What is the dream? And the energy, it's like the majority of the energy is focused on your dream. The other stuff is just to support your dream, but it's like you're trying to do two things at once. Well, I can be successful and move up and do all this stuff over here, and then at the same time live my dream too. It's like, but you don't have that much energy. It would wear you down. It'll make you anxious. It'll impact your body trying to do too much. And it's like they're focusing on, find jobs that bring in enough money to support you on your dream, but don't make the job the dream. You know the difference. All right. So that's what they have coming in for you, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. All right. So now we move on to where we left off with the free readings. And we had left off with great courts, almighty great courts. You're up first. So you want to know, why are you going through a rough time and will you be okay? All right, let's take a look here. Are there truly rough times? There really are just times. And roughness is a belief in a story we have. It's a mental choice, an emotional choice, energetic choice, a physical choice. All the choices we're making are what draw things to us, on purpose, for a purpose. Yeah. And you do have this 5 of Swords and 6 of Swords. The good news is that you definitely learn through this um, conflict. You can see that crow on his shoulder. Acts like he has a headache because the crow is bringing something up to him, and gah, 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 right in his ear, really, really loud. And so it's bringing these things up to you for you to face it, right? And the reason why we perceive we have rough times is situations are brought to us that shake our cage, that make us see the triggers, and it's like things are sent to trigger our fears that are ruling us beneath the surface, um, on autopilot. And so they're impacting our lives. We don't realize it. And so, our guardian angels and everyone have this agreement to come and trigger and bring these things into our lives so we see it, and we cannot not see it, right? It's right here. Rock, rock, rock. It's like right here in our face, which is what the 5 of Swords does. It brings the conflict for you to be able to see it. And you can even see this one. I don't know if it will show up. There's like blood back there. And it's like all the blood, the sweat, the tears, the conflict that it's carrying. And it's like, it's bringing it to tell us that it's happening so that you can leave behind. You can see the 3 crows in the background. Those are the old beliefs, the old fears, moving away. And then the new 3 ones are guiding you into a new direction, moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. So I do feel like this rough, the rough waters, um, are happening for you to see. And then once you see and you question, why do I fear that? Because that's what it's bringing up to you, is it's showing you fears. And so these, beneath all the uncomfortable feelings, the rough times, is like, what am I fearing? What am I trying to fix? What am I trying to control? What am I fearing? If you ask yourself those questions, you'll get the clarity going, I see. This is a belief I have that means this, but does it need to? No, I define me. And it will come down to something that you're defining your worth by. And there's this freedom that comes that allows you to move forward in a different direction because you're being freed from those things. So that is what's coming in here. So I do like that there for you, and you will be okay. So that is what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Marie Jones, you are up next, and you want to know a career reading for the rest of February. Sure. Let's take a look here for the couple weeks that are left. Can you believe it's the middle of February already? Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right. So more progression cards, just different suits. But you got the 7 of Pentacles here, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. So some things are slowly growing. The things are slowly coming to you. But it's because the slowness is coming in because of this 8 of Swords, this mirror. You can see the person looking in the mirror, and they're seeing, the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that have kept them blinded and bound and feeling trapped and restricted. And the 8 is a good number. It's a number of flow. It's the number of awareness, identifying things, moving beyond things. And with this, regarding career, it's like you're fine tuning, you're discovering as you think about pursuing things, and maybe some things are not progressing very well. Like, is that really what I want, though? Is it worth taking extra education? Is it worth investing so much? And is that really going to make me happy, or is it just what my mind is telling me I should do? And that's what this 8 of Swords is clarifying, clearing out, getting away from the mind rolling over it, and allowing the heart to come into play too. Balancing of the head and the heart are all there too. At the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Cups, balancing of the head and the heart, allowing the heart to have a say so, and a balance in pursuing things. So I feel like the rest of February is this figuring it out. What do I want to do? What does my heart want to do? Not what my mind wants to. And then you start forming plans around that too. So I like it for you. That's what they have for you, Marie. So many blessings to you. Excuse me. All right. And then Alice. Hey, Alice, you are up next. So you want to know, how can you get the recognition and reward that you deserve at work? You've been putting in so much work and you want your manager to notice and give you credit. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, I see here. You've got the strength card and you've got the ace of pentacles. And both of these are talking about looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. The strength card is about your human self looking to your higher self. Ace of Pentacles is the journey, the gift of seeing your worth differently and higher. It's like a gift being given to you from the heavens. And what's important with all this when we're looking at um, I don't get the recognition I think I deserve from the outside world. Really what's going on is it's a mirror for us. Somewhere underneath the below the surface, the subconscious, we aren't giving ourselves the recognition for what we deserve. Our little inner child doesn't feel that we're worthy. And this Leo energy coming in here is the inner child too. The inner child and their beliefs around worth come in here with these two cards. And so when our inner child has these, walls up about, it develops this rate of exchange, this rate of recognition, the rate of give and receive really young. 7 years old and younger is when it develops that, right? And when there were people in our lives that we felt we had to give so much to deserve so little, our little inner child goes, a rate of 1,000 to 1. That seems fair. And it goes into our subconscious. It's down there. It keeps going and running. And we don't realize that there's these force fields up. Our little inner child, this Leo card, inner child energy, with its rate of 1,000 to 1 is hatch marking, going, well, you only have 500. You haven't reached 1,000 yet. You don't deserve recognition yet. And so the recognition, the external recognition you're looking for is a reflection of the inner recognition that you are seeking. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I can't throw it. I don't have a chat in this session. But if you check out my Take 10 with Zen playlist on my main page at the very top, there is a playlist called Take 10 at the top, and it's episodes 4 and 5 talk about our energies and about the Six of Pentacles, which is about the balancing out of our giving and receiving and our worthiness. And so that can help provide some tools with that as well. Something that you can do too, episode 4 in those talks about our energy. When we're focusing on what we're missing, we're actually telling the universe that we want to miss it more. I want recognition. We're telling the universe, I really enjoy wanting recognition, but not receiving it. What? I know. So when we focus our energy on those things, what we fear, what we hate, we actually feed it. And it's like a little kid going into a donut shop and pointing at all the donuts it hates in the glass little window, and the baker loads up a dozen of donuts we hate to give to us because that's what we were focusing on. But instead, you can focus on the gratitude for the recognition you do get, focus on the amazing, that you get paid on a regular basis, that you have a job, that you have hours, all this stuff. Great. The more we have gratitude, we tell the universe through our actions the things we love, it gives us dozens of those instead. So hopefully that helps, Alice, bring some clarity into that for you. Well, I like it. Many blessings. All right. And then Michelle Lizio, you are up next. So life is lifing. I like that. Craziness all around. Any advice from your loved ones above around you? You're very welcome. And thank you for your kind words to Alice too. But she's doing a terrific job. And then that many people notice, just that's the bosses. So I like that. All right. So, Michelle, let's take a look here. Advice from your loved ones on the craziness that is going around you. Let's take a look here. Let's see, when you get the world card or the word card? No. Okay, I see it. So we got the Six of Cups and we have the Ace of Swords. And so all this craziness that goes around, do you I look at it even in this Ace of, you see the little projection out from inside. It's almost like there's a projector that's projecting things out here. And this tells us that we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So the stories, everything that's going on in here is being projected out here. And we have the Six of Cups, which represents emotions and beliefs from childhood that come into play here too. So all this craziness that's going on around is just perception. And yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, we can well, we could look at the world as full and overflowing if we wanted it to. And that's the power of the story that we have as humans. The world just happens, but we are given growing up a bunch of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos a month and musts that are the stories. Like when that happens, this is what it means. And it's like, well, who says? Well, that was an opinion, popular opinion, maybe, strong opinion, most likely, that was given to us growing up that, when you get fired from a job, that means you're a loser. And then what comes next is you lose everything in your life. Everything falls apart and your world blows up. And that's one story. But it doesn't have to be the story or your story. Like you can look at it and go, all right, I can look at it now honestly and go, okay, that job I had was an abusive relationship. They, uh, forced me to work and work and work and even wanted me to work off the clock. And they, put me on salary so they could work me 60 hours a week and only pay me 40. And nothing was ever good enough. And they always beat me up even though I did the job because they didn't want to give me a raise or bonuses. So they had to have excuses. And I see it all now. And now that they fired me, I'm free. Now I can go pursue what I want to do. It's like being in an abusive relationship. They break up with us. Hallelujah. Don't turn back. Keep going, right? So there is this, all the craziness going on around is like, what's craziness is going on in here with the stories, right? Expectations not being met, but we can move and we can change the story from victimhood of life is happening to me and really look at, okay, I have wanted these things to happen in my life to nudge me and draw me in a direction that's for me. So why did I want this to happen for me? And when we change that whole thing, the whole story, then we do. It's like a child story. We change the ending. We change what's happening, the meaning to it, to where life feels full and overflowing, both in the physical world and emotional world. And we can look at it and go, wow. And it happens with some of the things that help us is to change it from a story of lack to a story of gratitude and overflowingness, from a place of hatred to love, and show where there's love. And we can start changing that. So all of this, life that's lifing, the human life lifing, shows us and comes back to us. It's like the podcast that I started. Episode one came out last Sunday. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description box. But it's from chaos to cozy. So this crazy chaos, how can we move back to cozy, and realizing the difference between the two, and how everything is truly unfolding for us. So maybe check out that podcast too. I think it'll give you some good insights into some things, maybe a little different perspective that will help you project something new out of your mind. Because when we're at war inside, we're going to see war on the outside. We're at peace on the inside, we're going to see a peaceful world. hate a hateful world, love a loving world. So it's amazing how our world can switch like that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Michelle. Michelle, so many blessings to you. And then we have Felicia. Hey, Felicia Fang. Hello, hello. You want to know what can you expect in the next month? Well, expectations equal disappointment. So don't expect. No, I'm just kidding. So I know what you're asking for is like, based on current energies, what would spirit like you to know that's coming your way? What heads up would they like to give you? All right. So you do have here, in the next 1 month, you have the Hanged Man, which you're going through this transformation. You're seeing things from a higher perspective. And I like this. This Five of Pentacles are the transformation, these feelings of lack, of being left out in the cold, being left behind, this feelings of loss and less than, and bleh, all the stuff that we learn from humanity, right? The feelings of abandonment and being left behind and all that do come from our experiences with humans, when we were children. You even got Leo energy on the bottom, and even some powerful fire Leo energy on the bottom. You can see the little line in there with the King of Wands. So, there is this realization and this transformation. I feel like there's this courage, this strength that's coming in over the next month as you realize that it's not humanity that brings us what we need in each moment. And you're taking your power back. You're not, when we give power to people in our relationships, like they define us, we're giving them authority over our lives. When we give a job, education, social status, any kind of situations we get into, uh, you know, um, power or permission is what I was looking for to define us, then we're giving our power to them, and our body, our possessions, bank accounts. We're giving our power to that if we're allowing those things to define us. And what I feel with all this energy that's coming in, this transformation, is you're really learning to go, that's retail price on the outside. When I define myself by that, no wonder I feel like I'm on a clearance rack, because that's the fickleness of the outside world. One moment, I'm full price. Another moment, I'm 50% off. The next, I'm 75, back up to regular price. It's constantly changing by the person, by the situation, and even by the person in the moment. So we realize that when I'm defining myself by so much in the outside world, that's why I feel so helter skelter all over the place, up and down, up and down. And my worth is always feeling unstable. Eventually you turn inward and upward like that hanged man. It's the cocoon. You connect higher. You see things from a higher perspective. You see your worth from a higher perspective, and you realize you're priceless. That's self-worth, capital S, self-worth versus retail price in the outside world. And when you realize self-worth comes from the inside, not the outside, I feel like this over this next month, you take a lot of the power back that you've given over time to people, situations, and things, and you're realizing you could not do anything the rest of your life, and you're amazing, powerful, and beautiful, and like I said, priceless. They can't even put a price on you because that's how much worth you have. So I like this for you over this next month. I feel like it's going to be very big and transformational. So that's what they have for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. And then Pramia, you are up next. So will it be good to apply for the job through the WWHE's agency? So is it for your highest experience, or what does this bring you? So you can decide here. You got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. I feel like it takes a long time to get in there, and then a long time to ever move up, or it just feels like it's a very slow moving agency. And the Eight of Cups shows walking away from that and walking towards something more in alignment with your dreams than so much this job and, you know, It's like getting out of your head and into your heart. This 8 of Cups is it walks towards the 9 of Cups, which is like a dream come true, wish fulfillment, but I feel like I don't feel like this is the job for you. I feel like this is a job, but what you're looking for is your dharma, your life purpose. How do you want to express it? I don't feel like this is it. I feel like there's something more for you down the road. If I haven't talked to you about it yet, there's this great book. Let me see. I think I have it over here. I do. Discover Your Dharma by Sahara Rose. If you can get the book, I mean, it's beautiful. If you can't have it yet, there is a website she has, iamsahararose.com, and she has a couple quizzes on there under the purpose tab and under the Ayurveda tab, if I'm saying that correctly. It's a dosha quiz, and then also the Dharma archetype quiz, I think are the two. But they tell you a lot about how you want to share your world and this life purpose with people. Like, is it being an artist? Is it an entrepreneur? Is it a teacher or, visionary? What is it? How there's like 9 different archetypes, and it gives you your top two. And then the other one talks about your dosha energy and how you can do it. So that might be able to give you some ideas into like, what does my dream come true? If you can pick up the book, I definitely highly recommend it. She's amazing, hilarious, great, a lot of information that help you really zero in too on what your life purpose is. So that's what they have for you, Premia. So many blessings to you. Right. And then up next, we've got Siam Maya. Hello, hello. And thank you. You liked my haircut. I cut it myself to save money. And so I almost had to wear a hat because I'm going to end up having to shave my head if I don't watch myself. But thank you. I appreciate that. They want to know, will Abdul Hadi get married to Samaya? All right, let's take a look here and see. Will you guys get married? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies. You know, I feel like there's a lot of conflict and jealousy, a lot of, confrontation here regarding this, because we got the Ace of Pentacles, which I feel is that you have a new opportunity that comes your way. There's just too much conflict in that family. And you do have the Lovers card, which shows that you do have a new opportunity, a new relationship that comes your way, but something where you won't have to feel like you have to dim your light. I feel like the family and the people around them would be so, I don't know, just jealous of your light and your brightness that they would want to dim it and want you to become, you know, not, not bright in yourself. But this other relationship that comes down the road is someone that celebrates you, that allows you to be the sun and not make you feel like you're supposed to dim your light for them. So I like who comes later for you, but I don't feel like you marry Abdul. I just feel like it's like you're thanking the universe, thank you. Because if you could see what it ends up, it's a, maybe it's a great relationship with Abdul, but everything else around him is just like rah, 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 constant, just conflict, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in for you right now, Samia. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Just know, much better situation down the road. All right. And then Atisha Singh, you are up. So does the Taurus still think about you? Let's take a look here. What would you like to know about the Taurus here? We've got the death and the rebirth here. And then also, so 3 major arcana, and then the Emperor and the Strength card. All of this energy, a lot of fire energy here, but it's like lower vibrational fire energy. And what I feel this comes in here is that, even though they're an earth sign Taurus, I feel like their personality is that maybe they have a ton of fire in their chart or something, but they've got this. They're a forest fire. They consume, they don't look backwards. They're always about the next thing, the next thing, the next person, the next situation, the next, big payout in their life. It's always about movement forward. And that's what a forest fire or a grass fire does. It burns that way. It doesn't come back. It doesn't look back because it knows it has no fuel for it to go backwards. It just consumes. And I feel like this is their energy that they, at least where they're at in their life, is that they are just consuming. They don't want to look back. They don't want to slow down because then they have to deal with stuff on the inside. They're very motivated by the outside world, relationships, situations, jobs, education, money, their body, possessions, all of that. And they're just so drawn and so focused. That's why it's like a grass fire that just, it's like during a drought where the wind's blowing even, and it just burns fast and forward. I don't feel like they think about anyone else really besides themselves. And if they think about someone, it's about, I wonder what they think of me kind of energy. Almost narcissistic to an extent, but it's just because they have such a fear of not achieving and being judged. And so they have such a strong drive to reach all this stuff to be lovable because they have a very low love for themselves. So they're not able to give a whole lot. They're not able to do that, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in right now for you, Ateshi, sorry. I probably murdered that. My apologies. All right. So many blessings to you. And then a motivation. You are up. So, hi. So do we see Joshua and you building a love connection together as far as moving forward into a relationship in due time? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, what does Spirit want you to know here about the future outcome of the connection? I feel here that, the Nine of Wands does tell me that there is some strong resistance. And I feel like it's more subconsciously than anything. There's this death and this rebirth. So I do feel like there's an ending. I don't feel like it's an ending and a beginning within your relationship, though. I feel like, and quite honestly, I feel like it's like usually they have like the Nine of Wands has someone with a bandage on their head from hitting up against a wall over and over and over and over and over again. And I feel like you keep experiencing the same thing with them. They have a block. They have something within themselves that they're not, you know, they've been taught, don't, whatever you do, don't look inside yourself. You gotta, I feel like they have this, just keep going forward. Just don't try to change anything. Just get louder. And I feel like they just haven't done a whole lot of inner reflection. And so they don't have a whole lot of self-love that they can give. And you try to draw it out because you're very empathic, I feel. And I feel like you really pick up on their energy of their possibilities, right? And you're like, wow, I see who they could be. And you're more in love with that than who they are. And you keep trying to get them to become the greatest version of themselves, but they're satisfied with a D minus. And you're like, but you have the capacity to be an honor student, A pluses all the way, dude. But no, they are satisfied with where they're at with a D minus in their life. And I feel like eventually you just feel like you're hitting your head up against a wall, and you eventually are like, I can't, if this is who you're going to be, then it's not what I want for my life. And I feel like you walk away. And then, but you learn a lot about yourself through it all, but you can't change them. They're going to be them, and they only can give you who they are. How much they love themselves is how much love they can give you, which isn't a whole lot. And I feel like that's It's like a drop here and a drop there every once in a while is good in the beginning because you have hope of that, the A plus person, but the D minus, after a while, you feel like you're in a desert and they're holding back, right? And I just feel like it gets to that point where you just are like, I'm I'm okay with walking away from this, you know. So, and you'll know when you get to that point. So that's what's coming in there for you there, motivation. Sorry, it wasn't more better news, but that's the current energies that I'm picking up. All right. So many blessings. Right. And then morning, you are up next. So morning, you would like a general for next week. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about next week. Wow. A lot of fire energy. Look, celebration, joy, Four of Wands coming in here. So there's some gatherings with a lot of joy, celebration. Eight of Wands is a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. So whatever's happening does bring a lot of passion into your life, you know, a lot of excitement, a lot of joy. If you have a gathering like a wedding or something to go to, I just feel like they're saying you have such a great capacity to have such a great energy flow next week. Just choose joy, 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 joy as much as you can. And you just have this, it's like the stars are aligned for you, that it's easy for you to choose joy, and when you do, it just amplifies it even more so. So in whatever situations arise, if you can laugh about it, even if it's a fake laugh in the beginning, ha ha ha, 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 you know, it eventually ignite real laughter in you as you laugh at yourself, and you're just like, you know what, I like this feeling a lot better than being butthurt over something, or you know, feeling less than, or whatever, all these lower vibrational emotions that could be also chosen. But it's like, no, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm gonna have the week of joy, and no one's going to stop it. It's like being happy for no reason at all. No one can take it away from you, right? I feel like that's the kind of week that's in store for you if you so choose. So there's great possibilities there. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And then Bellini Martini, I love it. You are up next. Hi. And so your question is, will your tarot channel be successful and will it make you money? All right, let's take a look here and see. I'm saying the world needs as much as we can get here. Wow. Well, very clear here for you. Queen of Cups, being in tune. Of course, she's a lot like the High Priestess, right? Queen rolls over emotion. All the queens get a second portion of emotion. So she's very empathic, very able to dive deep into her gifts. And the Ten of Pentacles, joy, overflowing, abundance. So this would be, yes, you can. Just, it would, it takes time to build. Just, yeah, the bottom of the deck. You've got the Temperance card, which is balance. It takes time for things to unflow. You've got the the Three of Cups, which for me represents your spiritual posse, your spiritual team. Just ask them to guide you. You even got the Star card on the bottom, which is dreams come true, but also connection to the spirit world. Just continue to focus on the why. What is the dream with the Star card? Is the dream to make money? No, that's not your why. That's just happens to be a side impact or a side bonus with it all. But you're doing what you love. When you remember your why and you stick to that, then you realize the creator, the spirit. There's this great thing that I read every day. Let me just grab it here, which is really helpful. And it's about money comes directly from spirit. The middleman does not hold the keys to your income, your success, or your abundance. Your prosperity comes directly from the divine ethers. I ask of it and no one else. And I am a magnet for money. I don't need to work hard to receive money. I simply attract it by showing up as me. And I love that. It's one of the um, things that I read every day because it reminds me of my why. It brings me back to my purpose that spirit is who brings me what I need in each moment. And it brings it through wonderful donors and people who make donations. But when I focus on donations, when I focus on that, I realize then I'm into my human fears rather than living my dream. And when I let it all go and I just give it to the ethers and say, you guys supply me whatever I need, boom, 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 out of the blue. So you do have different possibilities of successful channel, but it's staying connected to spirit, right? So I like that for you, Bellini Martini. And to let us know if you start a different channel, let us know. We all support. There's billions of people in the world, so there truly is no competition. We're all bringing messages that help the collective. So I like it for you. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Nat, you are up next. And you want to know anything about your spirit team. What do they want you to know? All right. What about your spirit team? Of course, we've got guardian angel. We have a guardian angel who represents kind of like the creator, but more of a buddy than of mother and father of all things. A guardian angel, creator, formed a spirit being, an angel, guardian angel, along with us when our soul was created because they wanted to have that type of relationship. So you have this guardian angel who was with you all the time. From your very moment you were created, they were created right alongside you, always to be your best of buds for your entire life. So they're there with you. It's the creator in buddy form. And then you've got angels that come in and out of your life, depending on for the lifetime, the experts coming in. Everyone is really spirit guides, but you have people who are spirit guiding you. You've got past ones on the other side, you know, um, individuals in your life that have passed over already that you've known in this lifetime, ancestors, a bunch, unicorns, fairies, all these beings of unconditional love and light. But we have individuals that appear as spirit animals, and that's what they want me to pull from here. I have the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, and so let's take a look here and see what spirit animal is in your life at this time to help you through this particular thing. They've got their animal medicine that they give you in this life, and with whatever is happening or is about to happen, they are going to be making themselves known here. Well, yep, you got the wolf, the pathfinder, which says, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. So I love the wolf for you. Let's see what else they have to say here for you too. So the wolf is the teacher, the sage, the pathfinder. They're revered as one of the great totems in Native American culture because wolf, by their example, instructs us about leadership, survival, and social order. They teach that power comes from the cooperative efforts of the pack. Wolves know their place and know what to do. They're loyal mates. Their parenting instincts are strong, and the entire pack helps raise the young. Wolf is loving, but also very firm. And Wolf has an extraordinary strength and endurance. So, if Wolf is your totem, you may be asked to take a leadership role in your community. You may feel drawn to teaching and helping raise the young. You may be asked to be a mentor and guide to others. And with Wolf as your totem, you will certainly succeed in these endeavors. Wolf will ask you to not avoid your responsibilities within your pack. You are the accountable one and should be proud that others can depend on you. The moon is an ally to the wolf person and represents wisdom and intuition from the feminine divine. And wolf people are great friends, lovers, teachers, and parents. Ask wolf to help you find your best life. And some questions or things to ponder. Number one, are you trying to do everything on your own? Let others help. Two, remember to stay close to your pack. And if you don't know who your pack is, you will find them now. Number three, are you shirking responsibility? And number four, are others influencing you to leave your path? I like it. So you have a wolf spirit in your life right now. I feel like for quite a while to help you on this journey. So just know that's part of your spirit team. How? All right, there you go. So many blessings, Nat Nat. That's what they have for you there. And then up next, oops, we have me, not me, but ME. And you want a general reading. Absolutely. Let's see here. We're getting down to a handful here. So me, a general reading. Let's see here. What the spirit wants you to know right now. All right. All right. Well, you definitely have, with the Empress, new birth, new harvest, but there's this creativity that's coming in here. The Two of Wands is telling me that you have this new direction, this new birth, this new thing that you want to do that's more creative in energy than anything. But it's about birthing something new. And the Two of Wands is like you're in this like planning stages right now, and they're encouraging you to really look at this, the possibilities and the steps that you want to take to get there. And it's the planning stage. You don't, it's not so much about the birthing as it is, and you're in the gestation process and the planning times. And so they're saying it's okay to not feel so pressured about acting. What's the rush? You have all of your lifetimes. So they're like, take the timing out of it and just enjoy the process. It's like you don't want the baby to come out after 3 months. You want a 9 month, solid, healthy, fully grown baby is like the goal, right? And so they're like, allow the unfolding of the birthing, enjoy the process, enjoy the morning sickness, enjoy, all of it. And, write out the plans on what you're wanting to do. What's the dream? What's the steps on getting there? Break down, big steps, but then break down some smaller steps. And then you're going to be getting ready here very, very soon to start taking little steps towards your dream. So I like that for you, me. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity is one. You are up next. Hi. So is G still upset with you? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. They're working through things. They got the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like they're more focused on work and job and things. But the Knight of Pentacles, they are taking their good old time. The Knight of Pentacles that comes in here. And I don't feel like they're upset. I feel like they're just working through, understanding, processing all of this. But I feel like they're more focused in on whatever this Eight of Pentacles, school, work, learning, growing, but it's very outwardly focused. And I don't think they're like as upset with you as much as are upset with yourself, and as upset you are with them. Um, because I feel like you're more of a slow cooker, and they kind of are like a frying pan. I almost feel like they're over it, but they just don't. They're so focused on their outside world that they just don't feel like involving themselves with a lot of people, if that makes sense. I feel like they're just super focused on themselves. And in doing that, they're like, well, they heat up and then they cool off, but then they're on to the next thing. I almost feel like they have ADHD in a way where I think that's what it is, adult, maybe ADD, where they're just like on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And they're just, whereas you're a slow cooker, it takes you a long time to heat up and a long time to cool off. So I feel like they bypass you in heat, but they also cool off fast. And you're like, well, I am still going over a lot of stuff going on inside of me. And I'm more upset about things, and probably more upset with yourself than they are with you. So I don't feel like they are upset, but I also don't feel like they are like have this passion and ignition to look into pursuing anything either. I just feel like I don't know, I just feel they're kind of quite fickle, if I'm to be honest, Infinity, that they're just kind of like, it's all right. It's not worth it for me anyway. They just are able to drop things and not worry about them because they're on to the next thing. They don't look backwards. They don't miss people. They don't miss things. They're just looking for the next thing, if that makes sense. And they're always just like, what's the next thing that's getting my attention in the moment? It's just like kind of energy that's coming through. So I wouldn't worry about it. But anyway, that's just my opinion as your big brother Zen. That's not so much from spirit. All right. So that's what's coming in for you. So many blessings. And then we've got Sen, S-E-N. Hello, hello. You'd like a general reading for the next 3 months. Let's see. What does Spirit want you to know over the next 3 months? So what is the big thing or things that they want you to know about? All right. You've got some ups, you got some downs. No. But really, the Nine of Swords, which is known as the Insomnia Nightmare card, um, is a good card to get because it means you have so much awareness of the things, these small truths, these fears that you have related to your life that they're really on your mind. You're really looking at them. You're almost to the point of exhaustion of trying to please everyone all the time. You're just like, I'm done. I'm just ready to let them go. Because after this comes the 10 of Swords, which is the stick a fork in me. I'm done. I'm just tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired of pleasing everyone. And then you have the 10 of Cups. And when you let go of all that here in the next 3 months, the 10 of Cups is then you feel this joy and overflowingness, which it's like a little puppy who's kept in their cage and kennel all day long. And then you get home and let them out into a field. They're like, woohoo! That's the feeling. And it is. It's your caged heart, your caged mind with a lot of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's from the past, rooted in fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of losing love or not being lovable. All those thoughts and beliefs you're working through and you're releasing, and that allows your heart to be free, to be without hardly any expectations, letting so much of the supposed to's and shoulds and have to's and need to's and musts fall away. It allows you to live instead of exist and feel like you're caged. So these next 3 months can be very, very transformational as you let go of beliefs around relationships, around jobs and education and your body, bank accounts and money. We're given so many growing up, and that's why we have such miserable lives at times during our human experience, trying to live up to all the stuff that all these people gave us that a lot of times are even contradictory to one another. But you're really in this big aha moments over these next 3 months as you look at, and this is possibilities. You could just keep doing what you're doing now and get what you've always gotten, or you can look into these things and release yourself from these prisons, and then you do have that 10 of Cups is a possibility of happiness. But it doesn't just happen on doing the same old, because if you continue to do what you've always did, you're going to continue to get what you've always gotten. But this is about releasing these lower vibrational thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in fear and raising your mindset up that changes things. So I like that for you, son. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we got Arisha. You are up next. Will things with Otis get serious? Ooh, let's take a look here. So will things based on current energies with Otis get serious? Oh. They can. We still have the 2 of Swords, which is about balancing our head and our heart coming in here. because you have the Six of Wands, which is equal passion. There are things that can move forward with victory, but the Fool card is the beginning of the major arcana, following the World card, which is the ending of old cycles and the beginning of new adventures. You know, when I feel like Otis is in this part of his life where they do not want to be caged, they don't want to be told what to do, have to announce their intentions, be asked about what do I mean to you, and all this stuff with expectations, because I feel like they've got out from underneath of having so many rules around their life that they're in this place that they just want an adventure mate, someone that will run alongside of them, enjoying the journey without having all these expectations or, like I said, intentions needing to be set, but that, um, celebrating each other instead of focusing on who each is not being, which is what happens when expectations come around. And so I feel like there is this opportunity, but it is about not having expectations around it, because the more you try to hold on to them, the more they slip through your fingers. The more you just allow them to be, the more they join together with you. So hopefully that makes sense. Well, so definitely great opportunities and possibilities with that. All right. So that's what's coming in right now, Arisha. So many blessings to you. And then the last person I have here, hopefully I didn't miss anyone. If I did, my deepest apologies. I will be back in about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, for my 6 p.m. Mountain Time session. I'll be also back tomorrow night, same time, and then also on Saturday and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So if for some reason I missed you, please forgive me and please come back and we'll make sure we get you taken care of. All right, Needy Sarvaya, you are the final reading for this session. So you wanted a general reading. So what does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Let's see. What do we got coming in here? All right. So, there's a great message from Spirit here. Truly, they're like, truly believe me when I tell you that the tower moment with the person that I moved out of your life or will be moving out of your life is happening on purpose, for a purpose, because it creates the space for this individual, the King of Cups, to come into your life. King of Cups, for me, when I get this, it's relationship with this combo. And it's someone who is kind of like the ideal mate, and that they're so balanced between the head and the heart. There's someone that can express themselves emotionally, but they're intelligent, they can communicate, just a very balanced person. They're the best of all worlds in a way. And with all this Tower card, it's saying that this individual was moved out of the way, whoever this is or whatever situation is being moved and changed. It's to open up the space and open the path for you to meet this person. So if you're not with someone, then it's situational. But regardless, it's your life is being altered. Things are being kind of moved and uh, cleared out to make the space for the meeting of this individual. So they're like saying, "Trust us. We know what we're doing. Your higher self has asked us to do this. This is the timing that it's happening. So with sudden changes, sudden movement of things, just go. Repeat after me. This is happening for me. This is happening for me. This is happening for me." So that's what they want you to know right now, Needy. You're like, oh crap. But it is all positive. So, and just know on the other end of it is this beautiful individual that's just such a wonderful um, connection with you. So I like it. All right, that's what we have for you. And after I finish, I will here in a moment post a comment and pin it with the order in which I completed the readings. And then I will be back in a couple hours for my evening session. So until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world, and we'll see you soon. Until then, take care.